you can't hide. Talking all that trash, it's got your tongue tied. We king in the window, we'll start till we're finished. You better be ready to throw down. Calling us nameless, I'm missing the papers, and we find our way cause we know how. You get it twisted, we doing our business, they're chanting our names and it's so loud. Better believe it, we can't be defeated, no way. We are the heroes, we're talking legend. Won't back down until our hands are to the heavens. Heroes, we're talking legends. Won't back down until our hands are to the heavens. Can't stop us when we go in. Kings and queens are folding. There's something in our touch. Feel the rush, yeah, we're golden. Sending out a message, leave them in the wreckage. Unbreakable, powerful forces not to mess with. We keep it a win, we'll fit till we're finished. You better be ready to throw down. Calling us famous, I'm losing the papers, and we find our way cause we know how. You get it twisted, we doing our business, they're chanting our names and it's so loud. Better believe it, we can't be defeated, no way. We are the heroes, we're talking legend. Won't back down until our hands are to the heavens. Heroes, we're talking legends. Won't back down until our hands are to the heavens. We are the heroes, we're talking legend. Won't back down until our hands are to the heavens. Heroes, we're talking legends. Won't back down until our hands are to the heavens.
Spinderella, cut it up one time. Ooh.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex for now. To the people at home or in the crowd, it keeps coming up anyhow. Don't be coy, avoid or make void the topic,
Cause that ain't gonna stop it.
now we talk about sex on the radio and video shows.
Many will know
Anything goes. Let's tell it like it is and how it could be, how it was and of course how it should be. Those who think it's dirty have a choice. Pick up the needle, press pause or turn the radio off. Will that stop us, pal?
I doubt it.
Alright then, come on, spin.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
Hot to trot, make any man's eyes pop. She use what she got to get whatever she don't got. Fellas drew like fools, but then again, they're only human. The chick was a hit because her body was booming. Gold, pearls, rubies, crazy diamonds. Nothing she wore was ever common. Her dates, heads of state, men of taste, lawyers, doctors. No one was too great for her to get with or even mess with. The prayer she said was next on her list, and believe me, you was as good as true. There ain't a man alive that she couldn't get next to. She had it all in the bag, so she should have been glad. But she was mad and sad and feeling bad, thinking about the things that she never had. No love, just sex, follow next with a check and a note. The last night was dope, dope. Take it easy
Let's
now.
talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex.
Come on.
Let's talk about sex.
Do it.
Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
Ladies, all the ladies, louder now, help me out. Come on, all the ladies.
Let's talk about sex.
Alright, ladies, all the ladies, louder now, help me out. Come on, all the ladies.
Let's talk about sex.
Alright. Yo, Pep, I don't think they're gonna play this on the radio.
Then why not? Everybody has sex.
I mean, everybody should be making love.
Come on now, how many guys you know make
Let's
love?
talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
Welcome, I'm Alisha Quinn, and today we are talking about sex and sexuality. Let's talk about sex, truly, because, people are doing all kinds of things, but we do not talk about sex the way that we need to talk about it. And it's very interesting, even like with religion, is that they tell you not to have sex before marriage. But then I go in there and see and find that people are having sex before marriage and doing other things too, which we'll talk about that in a minute. But, what I have come to discover is that trauma has a way of people looking for something to fulfill something within them, something that they have lost. The trauma that has been caused, the hurt in their life, and they're trying to fulfill this love and this pain that they do not have. And so people, turn to sex, and then just like that song, Let's Talk About Sex, getting paid for the sex, and then it turns into dope, drugs. So people do all kinds of things to look outside of themselves to fulfill something within them, like sex, like drugs, alcohol, food, on and on. Fantasies, which can be like the TV and stuff too. I went, and I'm a part of that. I went through it. I, had my own trauma, and, that's why I can, talk about this, that because I've learned quite a few things. And so whatever that I can share from my learning lessons to help others, maybe give them something to think about. But when I was 9 years old, I pretty much knew most things about sex because of experience. And I did have the question about oral sex, which I did find out from a New Kids on the Block article that was talking about oral sex being done. And I was like, what is oral sex? And so then I find out about oral sex. And then I was, very promiscuous in my young ages there, messing around with all kinds of different men and stuff, older men too, that were older than me, but by the standards of the laws, you can, once you're 16, have sex with someone who is older. And so, going down this awakening journey, though, has, opened my eyes to certain things of sexuality, actually, which is, quite interesting. So I want to, take a look at some of that and share it because, energy is very powerful. And the thing is that, as I went along, screwing around, with guys, then I just a little bit of drinking when I was younger, got involved in some drugs like crank and things. And then it was like, okay, I need to change here. And so I went into the religion and got involved in religion and, let go of those things and really did change and dedicated myself to the church and Jesus Christ and things. So, and there was, things involved in the church with, people having affairs and, committing adultery. Who knows about, premarital sex? But I will say that it is interesting when the information that I have found is that religious people will think that it is actually especially when a girl wants to hold her virginity, think that it's okay to do oral sex and anal sex. Yes, being screwed in the ass is better than actual sex to hold that virginity. And I don't know. It's just interesting the things that people will do. And how degrading that things have truly gotten with anal sex and oral sex and things. Truly. And so, and my journey with Ronald, that was the two things that he asked me was if I sucked dick good and if I would, he wanted to, put it in my ass. And, the thing is that is the thing that has happened with humanity is that it just gets degrading. I was involved in religion, but I'm in the bedroom acting like a porn star having oral sex with my husband. And it's time for women to take their stand because it's disgusting. And can you imagine doing this crap with some guy for years and then you find out that he's been screwing around with other women? And truly, it is time for women to take their places, take their stands, take their dignity and self-respect back and say no. Say no. Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it in the end, And so people pleasing, those are effects from trauma. And when you bring in the energy of it, which from what I have learned is that, see, when you do have a sexual encounter with someone, and this is like, this is like the big thing is when I did separate from my husband, like why I didn't want to go back to, screwing around like I did when I was younger before I was involved in the church was because I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like how I felt after those sexual encounters because it was meaningless. And so, but when you come to understand that we're in an energy game and the energy exchange here, and sexual encounters are very strong energy exchanges. In fact, there's if you look into things like such as vampires and stuff, and vampires, they don't have to drink blood and all that. There are energetic vampires and there are sexual vampires. They are just taking your energy from you. And that's all it is. And so, but it's amazing because one person I talked to who we were talking about energy, she told me she totally understood that things were energetic because she had had sex with one man and all of a sudden she started getting thoughts of suicide ideation kind of thing. And she didn't have those kind of thoughts. And so she was like, do you have suicidal ideation? And he's like, yeah, why? So it was something she was totally unaware of, but through a sexual encounter and exchange, she all of a sudden started having those thoughts. Connections with people are very powerful, and sexual connections with people are extremely powerful. And so, from an energetic exchange that I have come to understand and learn is that when you do have a sexual encounter with someone, you are transmuting, having this energetic exchange where you're taking even their traumas and their karmic debts on when you do that. And from what I have learned is that the best thing that you can do energetically is to have celibacy. And even if you are married, that it is a very good energetic thing to do to go like a month without having sexual relationships. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and take a look at a couple of videos, and I will talk about those.
Somebody said hypersexuality can be transformed. How? Yep. Remember, your Kundalini energy is your sexual energy. It is your divine feminine receptive energy, which is why it's called feminine, because it's receptive. You can transform your hypersexuality by changing it into self-control. And when you change that hypersexuality into self-control, it becomes sensuality, and you can use it as a power. Creativity. Yep. It's literally your manifesting power. When you are able to take that need, that desire to constantly feed your body with sex, and you control that, you're going to be your most creative self. You're going to be able to write a song in 10 minutes. Hold up, how do I do that? Because all of that energy that you were putting outwards, you've been putting towards yourself, which is not to say don't have sex, right? Or don't masturbate or whatever. It's to say gain control of it. And when you learn yourself, when you love yourself, you're not going to want to give your body away to things that are below you. When you are masturbating, right? If you're watching somebody else do something, you're hurting yourself. If you're going to do it for the purpose of evolving, do it when it's just you with the purpose of, hey, I want to nurture my body. Make it a ritual so that you're actually learning how to be vulnerable, actually learning how to receive. Learn to touch your body in the way that you want to be touched so that when you are making love with somebody, you can show them and guide them towards actually loving you. Somebody said, make it a ritual. Why would you not? Everything is spiritual. Why would you not make it important? Why would you just give your body away without making it ritual, without seeing it as something divine? You're going to do it anyways. It's part of your body. You want to have sex. That's part of who you are. Why not make it into something meaningful? It's spiritual whether you like it or not. Whether you choose to make it special or not, it's spiritual. It's an exchange. Even when you're masturbating, you are exchanging with the universe because that is a big bang. That's what we talk about when we say the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang is you orgasming. It's an orgasm, okay? And that power that is created when you do that has the power to manifest. That's why your serpent energy, your Kundalini energy is your sexual energy. If you knew that when you went to lay down with a woman or a man, this is truly a magic that we are experiencing, you would do it differently. You can have a sex like an animal and still make it godly because you are God. Even in doing that, you should honor yourself as the God that you are because even the animals do that. We should all be experiencing these exchanges with the purpose of loving. I want to be naked and unashamed. I want to be naked with you. I don't want to pretend to be hard here. Your man should not have to pretend to be hard in bed with you. He's supposed to be dancing like you dancing. You making art. Absolutely. If y'all really come in that to be naked and unashamed, you creating magic.
Well, I think that she had some really good information about, sex and sexuality for sure. She talked about the Kundalini energy within you and the feminine energy and receiving, that, a lot of women don't get sexually satisfied because of insecurities of men just taking the energy And, it is truly time for a change. And, she talked about lust, and the turning it into creativity. And that's the part of transmuting our energies, transmute it into a creative energy. We are the creators of our realities. And so when we can learn to control our lust, which is one of the things of our flesh that we do need to master over and control. And so it's up to us to do it. Nobody's going to do it for us, and nobody's going to save us from being lustful. And so, talking about self-love, and that's the part that we as individuals and collectively humanity needs to come back to, is having that self-love for yourself, your divine being. Your body is a divine temple even, and truly having that value on ourselves, and that we're not going to do things that are below us, like sucking dick, So we need to come back to having that self-confidence, that self-love, that self-kindness, that self-respect for ourselves, instead of people-pleasing because of our trauma and trying to make other people happy. And then women are unsatisfied, fantasizing about other men because of it, and, she talked about masturbating, and I do not feel that masturbating is a sin or anything wrong with that. I do feel that it is just something you have to deal with. You have to overcome any guilt or shame that you have over it. And I had to do that myself, that it was my body to love, and truly keeping my mind straight, not thinking or fantasizing about someone else when having that exchange. And it is, a divine experience to know your body and love yourself. Know yourself. Know what, how you like to be touched and stuff. And it's only up to you to do it. And it's only up to you to let go of the guilt and shame of it. But it's your own body. And so having what I have truly come to find was this disconnect from my body and my spirit, and I've come back to this like oneness of it, that I am a divine being having this human experience in this body. So loving my body, loving who I am and my body. And that's, one of the things that get put out on humanity is not loving themselves, not loving their bodies. And we need to get back to that, loving ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at another video.
Men, here is a side effect of retaining your semen. You have cerebral spinal fluid that travels up and down your spine about 5 times a day, up your central nervous system to your brain to wash out your brain, to give your brain minerals. Where does this fluid originate? In your sacrum, the same place where your semen gets built up. So anytime you're releasing, you are taking away from the nutrients to your brain. But here's the real magic. The longer you retain, you begin to wake up the kundalini energy that sits at the base of your spine. And I'm gonna mix this on a spiritual and a physical level. When you start to retain your nutrients by not ejaculating, more nutrients gets pushed up into your brain. This can make you more intelligent. But on a metaphysical level, what this energy does as it rises up is it starts to awaken your energy centers. It hits your solar plexus, now your intuition wakes up. Hits your heart center, now you become more magnetic. It hits your throat center, and now your words become law. But after a while, this energy begins to hit your pineal gland, your third eye. It begins to awaken the crystals on that pineal gland. And then when the pineal and the pituitary gland are working, they begin to interact with a different substance that's secreted from your claustrum. Your claustrum secretes an oil called the chrism that is transformed by your pineal and pituitary gland. But ultimately, this Kundalini energy, after it hits your third eye, it hits your crown chakra. When your crown chakra opens up, you have direct communication with the cosmos. You think you have downloads and vivid dreams now? Wait till that crown chakra is opened up and your higher self reminds you that you are a god.
Well, that was a good message that came across for men, and, I've found a lot of men who have dick problems. And the thing is that it's all energy, and giving that energy away still, that, to awaken your energy centers within you, attract the things that you want in your life. And I do believe that, again, that it still leads to trauma. It's just, a different way. I have found men who are severely disciplined by their mothers have big time issues. And, we have people who have abandonment issues, all these traumas that are undealt with that, again, are still being, they're looking outsourced for it. And so screwing around with women, doing drugs, drinking, smoking, whatever. And it's just things from trauma, doing everything that people possibly can to not connect with themselves, connect with the divine that's within them, all around them. The cosmos, that man mentioned, having that connection. And I'm, not going to pretend that I have that, connection like what he was talking about, but I want to get there. I do want to get there. And so opening up that crown chakra to truly have that connection. And I get energy and downloads and stuff all the time, and I'm definitely in a celibacy time of my life, which is the best thing for me energetically. So we're going to go ahead and watch this next video.
Every time you have sex, you're not just swapping fluids, you're swapping soul blueprints. In the original source design, sex was a sacred exchange of eternal life codes. Imagine two energy blueprints merging and weaving. Done in sacred alignment, it amplifies both partners' connection to source, catalyzing ascension, strengthening DNA repair. When it's done distorted, it literally imprints and exchanges fragmentation, trauma, and karma. And this is why after casual sex, people often feel drained, anxious, or even haunted by their partner's moods. You didn't just hook up. You installed part of their unresolved programs into your energy and DNA, like a cosmic software download of your partner's karma and trauma. Science is starting to catch up. Sexual energy creates an egregore, an energy that can live in your field for up to 7 years. Your body doesn't forget. It echoes every lover long after they're gone. This is not just physical, it's energetic soul merge. Every time you open your field, you're either upgrading your source code or corrupting it. So if you wouldn't share your bank password with a stranger, stop giving away your sacred software. Seal your temple, sanctify the merge, and remember, It's not just about pleasure, although pleasure is amazing. It's also about eternal, multidimensional DNA upgrades.
Well, I thought that video right there shed a whole lot of light for me on energy and sexual encounters for sure, because I definitely, when I was younger, was that person who, did have just a mix of feelings after sexual encounters with others like that. And, I thought things would be different with my former husband, but coming to find out that he was messing around on me, so he was bringing all these energies upon me as well, that it wasn't, you know, it wasn't what I thought it would be like with him for sure. There was definitely, something there. And as I went through my awakening journey, truly, what I came to find was that when someone is messing around on me energetically, I know it. And it just kind of puts up this block on me. And that's what I have truly come to realize. And, that those encounters do have an exchange of, unresolved problems and things. This karma and trauma exchanged and is an energy thing that you're taking on. And, the 7 years was very interesting for me to come to realize that 7 years to, clear out those energies. And, that you can either, upgrade or, degrade yourself from the sexual encounters, and truly becoming aware of who you're with and things is very, very valuable for your spiritual journey, and just having that energy exchange. And you talk about having an energy exchange with, or, having a sexual encounter with someone who you wouldn't even give your bank account number to. And that's the thing right there. Like give them your bank account. Don't let them touch you sexually. So, anyhow, we're going to go ahead and ask some questions and have some answers here for this, sex and sexuality, spirituality, really, sex and spirituality. And so, what are some spiritual sex positions? And one of those is Yab Yum. Yab Yum is Yabyum. And it aligns the 7 chakras. I'm going to read this here that says that one partner sits cross-legged while the other sits on their lap and their ankles wrapped behind their partner's back. They face each other. This position aligns the 7 chakras and promotes mutual awareness. What is a soul connection during sex? A profound sense of emotional and energetic bonding. What is the 72-hour intimacy rule? It is a guideline to emotional and physical connection. Why is sex so powerful sexually? It can foster a profound sense of unity. What blocks sexual energy? Guilt and shame around sex. What chakra holds sexual energy? Sacral, sacral chakra. What chakra stores sexual trauma? Sacral chakra. So definitely healing is, healing from sexual traumas is definitely essential for your well-being with your alignments with your chakras. And so, my conclusion for sex and spirituality really is that we have to master the flesh, the lustful desires, and we have to learn to love ourselves. And learning to be alone, to commit to ourselves first and foremost, to learn to trust ourselves. And when we do that, then we can trust someone else. Love ourselves first. Find that inner connection with ourselves. Do our trauma healing. Because when you have that sexual encounter and exchange, you're putting that crap on someone else. It's time to take responsibility. Grow up spiritually. Be mature. And stop putting your crap on other people. And so, celibacy is a good thing to do. 7 years. 7 years for each. Now, that learns self-control. And love yourself, Get over your guilt and your shame over it, There's plenty of tools that you have to masturbate. Love yourself. Learn that self-love. Learn that control. Stop looking at crap like pornography. Learn to love yourself. Put your energy into yourself and love yourself. And that's what I've truly come to find for me. I don't think about anyone else. And so it takes real control to get power over this. Think about myself, not anybody else. And so my conclusion also is that religion does a disservice to people. That it's not a sin to have premarital sex, but that it's all energy. And there's even a verse in the Bible that says that a man who screws around pretty much does more damage to himself. It's on himself. And so, internet sex, phone sex stuff that has really come about here in these recent years, that there is still an energetic exchange. There is still a connection, because ultimately everything lies in here. And, when you're thinking of having sex with them, you energetically have already done it. That's why when you pull your energy back to yourself and love yourself, it's a very powerful thing that you can do for yourself. Heal those traumas, because no one will love you more than you love yourself. Stop people pleasing, because they only treat you how you allow them to treat you. Gain some dignity and respect and learn to love yourself. And that is part of spirituality, is to love yourself as the divine being that you are. So You can give those energies away, or you can keep them sacred. Clear out your chakras, those energy fields that are within you, instead of, and controlling that lust, that lust and desire is a very powerful thing to do. And nobody will do it for you, and nobody will save you from it. And you can't put your BS on someone else. And that's just how it goes. So, and, the thing is that you may get tested, and you have to, take that stand for yourself. And, eventually, once you gain that respect and love for yourself, they'll stop coming. They'll stop coming for you. But, you got to learn to respect yourself and love yourself. And love yourself sexually, and let yourself be okay with that. It's only your own guilt and your own shame that you have to overcome. And that causes sexual blocks when you have guilt and shame over it. So let it go. Let it go. Love yourself. Get your mind straight. Stop fantasizing about other people. And I only say that because I did it. I did it for years. Fantasizing about other people. I was married, fantasizing about other people. But you know what? I came to learn that to get the power and the control over my own mind and my own thoughts. And nobody was going to do it for me. Nobody was going to save me from it. So I don't have sexual fantasies anymore. I don't even think about it. I don't have fantasies about other people. And when I do masturbate, I only think about myself. And sometimes I have to tell myself that this is for you. This is all for you. Learning to love yourself is truly the greatest spiritual journey that you can go on. Learn to love yourself in your own body. And that truly will help you to have better relationships if that's something that you want to end up doing. But you have to put the time and the effort on yourself. And so, coming back to yourself, loving yourself, because you are a divine being having a human experience. And if you need help with trauma healing, you have the free will to do that. And nobody's going to do it for you. So take what resonates for you, Remember, it is an energy game. And so every encounter is an energetic exchange, whether it's sexual or not. But sexual energy is very, very powerful. And for me, I'm not going to give it away. And so, I'm grateful for all the things that I have come to learn, come to truly realize and wake up from, and that, I have gained the courage and the boldness and the confidence to share what I have come to learn myself so that other people can learn and grow from me. We are all, everybody teaches us something. Everybody can help us with something. And that's truly what I have come to discover. And I'm grateful for that discovery that everyone teaches me. And so I will, learn and grow and continue to evolve. And so, and I'm grateful that I am where I'm at today. I'm grateful for all the many great fortunes that I have been showered with this year, and just seeing the value of life. And, if you want help with healing, trauma healing, sexual trauma healing, I have done that and I have gone through that. And so You can reach out to me, taking your power back, taking the power back over your mind and your thoughts, your words, because nobody's going to do it for you. And it's up to you to do the healing and to grow, because otherwise you get to go back through the same thing in another life. Who wants that? So it's your lifetime to heal from the things you've gone through, or you got to go back through it. And that's what I've truly come to learn. So if you want that help, you can reach out to me. Future shows, I have my show following last year on 11/25, Monday before Thanksgiving, which was Making Peace. And next week I am going to do a man review after all the man troubles that I've had in my journey. I'm going to do a man review. And so I ask that you like, share, subscribe, and my links and email are in the bio if you want to reach out to me. Ask me any questions. I can definitely answer some questions from the knowledge and wisdom that I have gained on my journey. So enjoy your day, enjoy your life, and take one day at a time. Have no excuses. Take ownership over your own life, over your own reality, over your own mind, over your own soul. Nobody's going to do it for you. Love you.
Isn't it strange how you'll never meet the version of you that lives in someone else's story? To some, you're heartless. To others, you're kindness itself. Some will remember your laughter. Others will never forget your mistakes. But none of them really know you. Not fully. They only know the version of you that crossed their path. You are not one person. You are 1,000 reflections in 1,000 different minds, shaped by moments you may not even remember. You can be a villain in a story you never read, and a hero in another, because we are all mosaics, broken and beautiful, shaped by the eyes that see us. And you don't get to choose which pieces they keep. But here's the truth. You do get to choose the version of yourself you wake up to every day. Because in the end, the only story that matters is the one you write for yourself.
Let's do it. All week, 9 to 5 for my money. So when the weekend comes, I go get live with the honey. Rolling down the street, I saw this girl when she was pumping. I winked my eyes, got into the ride, went to a club, was jumping. Introduced myself as low, she said, you're a liar. I said, I got it going on, baby doll, and I'm on fire. Took her to the hotel. She said, you're the king, so be my queen if you know what I mean. And let's do the wild thing. Wild thing. Wild thing. Wild thing. Shopping at the mall, looking for some gear to buy. I saw this girl, she gon' rock my world, and I had to adjust my fly. She looked at me and smiled and said, you have plans for the night? I said, hopefully if things go well, I'll be with you tonight. So we journeyed to a house, one thing led to another. I key in the door, I go hit the floor, looked up and it was a mother. I didn't know what to say, I was hanging by a string. She said, hey you too, I was once like you and I like to do the wild thing. Wild thing. She loved to do the wild thing. Wild thing. Wild thing. Please, baby, baby, please. Posse in effect. Hanging out is always hype. And with me and the crew leave a shindig, I'm with a girl who's just my type. Saw this luscious little frame, I ain't lying, fella, she was fine. This sweet young Miss Gold gave me a kiss and I knew that she was mine. Took her to the limousine, it's still parked outside. I tipped the chauffeur when it was over and I gave her my own ride. Didn't get her off my jock, she was likes that and cling. But that's what happens when bodies start slapping from doing a wild thing. Wild thing. She wanted to do the wild thing. Please, baby, baby, please. Wild thing. Doing a little show at the local discotheque. This fine chick was on my jock, so I said, what the heck? She wanted to come on stage and do a little dance. So I said, chill for now and maybe later you'll get your chance. So when the show was finished, I took her around the way. And what do you know, she was good to go without a word to say. We was all alone and she said, Tone, let me tell you one thing. I need $50 to make you holler. I get paid to do the wild thing. Say what? Yo, love, you must be kidding. Yo, Walk, you ready? Just break out of here. Hasta la vista, baby. Wild thing.
No chains at our feet, like a fire we're burning free. Blazing a trail, no roads. We're gonna follow that golden soul. Something is pulling us out to the edge. They tell us not to, but we take a stand. We break the rules, we break the rules. Yeah, we do just what we want to. Nobody's fool, nobody's fool. Yeah, we're playing like we can't lose. Gonna be the outlaws, no stopping us, no stopping us, no stopping us. We break the rules, we break the rules. Yeah, we do just what we want to. Yeah, we do just what we want to. Yeah, we do just what we want to. Tear down, leave a mark.